Hello and welcome to Face2Face on CDTV. My name is Umaru Sandam, and on Face2Face we do the one-on-one interviews that matter to you. And which issue is the big one this week? If it's not the registration of the Electoral Commission, the EC is carrying out a registration exercise for people who do not have voters cards. When we come back, I'm going to introduce my guest and we'll set the conversation rolling. You're welcome to Face2Face on CDTV. My guest today is the Director of Electoral Services, Dr. Serebour Quaicoe. It is a very, very interesting year. It's an election where it's a year where Ghanaians go to the polls to elect a president and 275 MPs. So the Electoral Commission... 276. The Electoral Commission is very, very busy. I have Dr. Serebour Quaicoe in studio today. In fact, speaking to him at their new, beautiful offices near Parliament House. How are you doing, Doc?
Thank you. We call it corporate office.
Corporate office. It's a very huge one. It's nicer than the hand coop you used to operate from.
It's not hand coop.
It was
somebody's meat is somebody's poison.
No, but this is nice. This is very beautiful. Yes. How are you doing, though?
By the grace of God, we are managing.
Good. Let me just take it from where you corrected me that it's 276. I know we have 275 MPs now. Why are we going to have 276 MPs?
The almighty SAL, now one constituency has been created.
Okay.
So going to 2024, the old 275 plus 276. So
all the necessary laws to have
it is now an active constituency.
Okay.
And it has a district too, so now everything is
so on December 7, people in Guan will not have a difficulty
so
of where
they registered in 2023.
Okay.
And we took the register from the Buem constituency and brought it to Guan. So they are now independent, district independent constituency.
I know in the past we've had Parliament to have even numbers, 200. I'm concerned now because numbers have become very critical. If you're going to take it to 276, that also becomes an even number. What if NDC and NP both gets the same number of votes?
We pray that we don't get there.
But we didn't know that this was going to happen. Look at the problem
we had 110 constituencies before. We had 200 constituencies before. So we have even
so that the constitution does not give you it doesn't say that choose an odd figure.
Not at all.
Okay. So
I'm saying that we have had 110 historically. Then we had 200 before.
Let's talk about the registration.
They had 230.
Yes.
Before the 45 was created.
And then became 275.
But so I think before the 275, it was always an even number.
Yeah, it was 200. I was hoping that we should continue with even numbers, just in case that, because right now the whole house is divided by just one. And you know the problem that I'm talking about.
Yes.
Anyway, let's talk about your registration. It's an integral part of your calendar. What's your calendar for this year?
This year, I would say that, as we said, there are a lot of activities that we do which should not be in the public domain. If you look at the internal calendar, we have 265 activities, but the one we give to the public is about 45 or so. So we have a lot of activity that we do that is not known to the public as part of it. But this year, as you know, we have started the registration. So we are doing registration. After this, we will do transfer of votes from 30th of May to 14th of June. We also do application for proxy and replacement of ID card within the same period. So replacement of ID card, transfer of vote, and application for proxy will be held between 30th May to the 14th of June. That is 15 days. After that, we'll do exhibition. That should be in July. After exhibition, we'll do nomination in September. Then almighty election will be done in September.
December 7th.
But in between the nomination and the election, we'll be doing printing of notice of poll, ballot papers, and other things. There are a lot of activities that...
There was an agenda to let us vote on November.
That one has been, what do you call it?
Suspended.
Suspended because there were a lot of disagreements. Some say it is good, but it should be 2028. So we want to avoid all the controversies.
Do we have to change a very big law to be able to do that, or is this a simple thing of us agreeing at IPAC, let's do it?
If you look at the Constitution, I don't remember, but you cannot do presidential elections more than 30 days to the time that the existing parliament will elapse. Okay. Meaning that apart from 7th December, you cannot go earlier than that. Okay. But you can do it even on the 6th of July, 6th of January. Okay. So not more than 30 days. Okay. For presidential, not more than 3 months. So that one is convenient. So if you want to do that, you have to change the parliamentary one.
So the 7th December is not compulsory. You could actually do presidential election on 30th December.
If you remember, I don't know how old you were.
I'm very young.
In 2012. So 1992, it was done on 3rd of March, 3rd of November.
Okay, that was twice. So now we have separate elections for presidential and
for parliamentary. The presidential one, you can do it more than 90 days. Okay. But for parliamentary, not more than 30 days.
I see. So we should not think about December 7th and election day happening in November this year. We should not expect that. How about that issue that is going to fall on a worshipping day and that they're not going to get...
Once we are going by 7th December, it is Saturday. No issue about the day, because 7th December is Saturday, and we are going by that.
But if it's flexible, maybe do it 8th or 9th.
If you do it 8th, you cannot hold the 2 elections. Okay. Because if you do it 8th, the parliamentary one should not be held less than 30 days. Okay. The presidential one should not be held less than 30 days. Okay. And the 30 days will end on the 7th. If you go to the 8th, it's less than 30 days.
I see. So it's an issue of law.
Yes.
The registration itself, I'm used to mass registration. Everybody will come and register. It appears that's not what's happening now. What's the matter?
If you talk of mass registration, there are 2 forms of registration. We have general registration, where everybody is registering afresh. That was what was done in 2020. So as long as that register is there, you can only add to. You cannot do mass registration in addition to a previous mass registration.
In the past, every time we're going to vote, we do a new register, didn't we?
No.
So there's always
we did one in 1995, another one was in 2004, another one was 2012, and the 2020.
So we don't have a register that we do for every 4 elections. So we are using the 2020 register for 2024.
Yes.
And we use the 2012 one for 2016 and 2020. For just 2016.
No, the 2021, that was 1995. It was compiled, and it was used for 96 and 2000. Okay. Then 2004 it was compiled. It was used for 2004 and 2008. Then we introduced the biometric in 2012. It was used for 2012 and 2016. And the current one was compiled in 2020, and we are going to use it for 2024.
So if you are someone who's been keeping your voter cards, you should have 4 cards if you've been voting since 95. That's what it should be.
In the 1992 one, okay, 1992 it was not a card. Yeah.
So I mean from 95.
95 one was, some who were given thumbprint ID card and photo ID card. Yes. Then the 2020, 2000, the thumbprinted ones were changed to photo. Yes. So if you have,
I've seen my parents' cards. So, so that means so far we've just done 4 mass registrations.
Exactly.
Then why is it a big deal now that you are not allowing people to register en masse? What is the problem?
But you will be able to tell us.
No, I don't know.
Because it doesn't, normally, like I said, if you do the mass one, the subsequent ones are limited registration. It is limited in the sense that those who have already registered will not be registering.
Okay, so today, what you have done, starting from May, today's May 7, it's supposed to end when?
27th of May.
So
21 days.
21 days. Who is it open for? Or open
it is open to people who have not registered since we started in 2020. So if you registered before 2020, but you did not register in 2020, you are part of it. So we did a general one in 2020. If you registered, you didn't need to register in 2023. So if you register in 2023, means that you are part of the register as it is now. So what we're doing now is for those who did not register in 2020 and those who did not register in 2023. Either they were not 18 years or they were 18 years, but some reasons they didn't register.
So if I voted in 2020, I don't have to bother about what's happening
now. If
you
do it, the system will see that you have done multiple registration. You'll be put on quarantine, meaning that you can't vote till this register is disposed of.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
Why? So,
but let me explain that. Now we want as much as possible to use what we call online. Online here is not the internet line.
Okay.
That is when you are linked to our system.
Okay.
That one, once you put your fingers on, no matter where you registered, the system will be able to tell you that you have registered, and your data will pull up and tell you that you registered in Borga, you registered in Kumasi, registered to tell. That one, the system will not allow you to do the registration.
So this registration happening today, if anybody tries to do double registration anywhere, they'll be caught?
On condition that it is online. But when we're having technical hitches, we resort to offline.
So you
the offline means that the system is not linked to the database. That one, it will allow you to register.
Okay.
But when you register and your data is exported, to come to the database, and the database will pull you out and add you to quarantine. That's why anybody in the Electoral Commission does not normally like doing registration offline. Because that one, you register, you get your card, but you are put on multiple lists.
How would I know that I have been put on quarantine?
When we are doing exhibition, we print what we call multiple lists for the various police stations. So when you go there to check on your name, your name will not be on the main register. Then they will check on the multiple list or the exceptions list. The multiple list just means that you have done more than one registration. The exceptions list means that one, you were registered outside the normal schedule, or you were challenged and the challenge was upheld, so you don't qualify to vote. What
if I never had a card from 2020, but your list has me as a multiple registrant?
No, if once you
disenfranchising me.
If you registered, then you are supposed to have a card.
Yes.
So I can't understand how it will come that you have done multiple registrations. You mean that you have done 2 registrations, you don't have any card.
No, what I'm saying is that if you put me on quarantine and I don't know, then on the day of exhibition I show up and you say, oh, you cannot. Because
but you yourself, you will know that you have done more than
no, and I am also very confident that I didn't.
No, see, if you look at the multiple, what it does is that, like what you have, beautiful quote and that you have, the picture will be there with your 10 fingerprints. Then the previous one that we said to also maybe in the top of this, it also appears. So there's no argument.
It will indicate photo there of you.
On the multiple, your picture, fingerprint, everything will be there.
So you have all of that at the center.
Exactly.
So that it
will indicate specifically the polling station where you registered.
Also, I cannot dispute.
You can't dispute.
Because my reason for saying is that if you have just a list that says, oh, all these people have registered twice, someone will say you are disenfranchising a group of people.
Let me give you an example. In 2012, that's when we introduced the biometric. Somebody registered in Central Region. Within 24 hours, the person was in Boga and registered.
Same period?
Yes, same, a day before, a day after. But that time, we were using the offline registration. So it was when they were exported to the database that it came up. So if you do multiple registration, there's no issue that you can argue with. Because the system will give you the pictures, the location, the time, everything will be done.
Okay. Currently, what is happening? You are asking people to come and register if they are first timers or they are older than 18, but they've never bothered to register. What are you supposed to show up with at the voter center?
If you go by CI 126, we are using the CI 91 to do the registration.
Okay.
But 126 is the amended one. I will amend the portion where it talks about proof of eligibility. So when you are going to register, you go with your Ghana passport, if you have, or Ghana card, if you have. If you don't have it, these two, then you have to go with 2 registered guarantors to guarantee for you.
So passport or Ghana card?
Correct.
Can I go with an old voter card?
No. I'm saying passport or Ghana card. Any other document, no.
What if I was registered in 2012? But I didn't register for the 2020. I have that old Ghana.
I didn't mention voters ID card.
No, so
Ghana card.
We can bring that.
I said Ghana card.
Okay.
So if you are old voter ID card,
it won't help.
Not, yes.
I can't bring my birth certificate either.
Birth certificate has never been a requirement because it doesn't have a picture.
I cannot also bring my NHIS card.
No. That one went to Supreme Court. Yes.
No, it's just for education purposes. Okay, yes. For people who may have difficulties. Good. I can also not bring my driver's license.
Not at all.
So either a passport, a Ghana card, or 2 guarantors.
Correct.
What do these 2 guarantors have to have?
They should be registered voters with the ID cards.
Okay. They could have been registered in 2020. What if they are now seeking to be registered? Can that hold?
Who the guarantors?
Yes.
If you have not registered, you are not. You don't qualify to be a guarantor.
Okay.
You should be a registered voter before you can guarantee for somebody.
Okay.
So if you have not registered, you can't be a guarantor.
What if I register today? Can I guarantee for someone tomorrow?
Yes, you can.
It's allowed.
Yes.
Okay.
Once the law says that if you register, you are a registered voter when your name is in the provisional register. The moment you register, your name is in the provisional register.
Okay. So where is the venue for registration nationwide?
Good. We have 3 different forms of venues. First, we have 268 district office of the Electoral Commission. District office of the Electoral Commission, 268. Administratively, we have 261, but we add the sub-metros to 268. Then we have 785 difficult to access electoral areas. 785 difficult to access, and that one we are using the mobile team.
Okay.
Then we have 25 of the state government universities, public universities. So 265 district offices, 785. 268
district
offices, EC. 785
hard to reach
area, difficult to access in wood area. Then 25 public universities.
So you have close to 1,000 centers nationwide.
Yes.
How do you determine hard to reach? Okay, can you? It is more than
1,000.
Can you have hard to reach in Greater Accra region, for instance? Because when I hear hard to reach, I'm thinking of an island community.
You see, if you are in Accra, you think Accra is the central Accra. You have Accra include Dodowa and other areas. So there are places which are.
My district is Dodowa. My district capital is Dodowa. So, so for instance, my district is called Shai Osudoku. The Osudoku part is far.
Yes.
Can that pass as a hard to reach area, or what measures? What are the conditions?
The requirement was that the place should not be too difficult for the voter to travel to the district capital. So that was the criteria.
Okay.
And some of them could be because of rivers, mountains, and maybe transportation. Okay. So we tasked the district officers to consult the political parties and the civil community leaders and assembly members, and so they came out with their proposal. Then we reviewed them and approved the 785.
Can distance qualify as one of the reasons?
Yes.
So if my place is far, you can consider.
Yes.
So it means you have places in Greater Accra that would be benefiting from this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you also not considered the part that the political parties would say you have created multiple centers in constituencies where their opponents have majority of voters? So it's definitely going to be Ashanti versus Volta.
So far, we have not had that challenge, and fortunately, we made the political parties at APAC meetings. We have made them at the regional and party meetings. We have made them at the district meetings, and all these ones have been gazetted and they have been published on our website. So there are no secret locations that anybody can.
How do the voters know which places they are supposed to go and vote? So if this is Quaicoe constituency, how would I know that this is where I'm supposed to vote? Have you put notices around?
Where to register, how to vote?
Where to register, not vote.
I'm saying that we have gazetted them.
Okay.
Then we have also put them on our website. But
Gazette is a document at the...
And we have put them on our website too.
Okay.
Yes. And basically, we are doing a lot of publicity.
Okay.
So with the publicity, if you don't hear and hear that it is on our website, you can go there and check. But we are doing a lot of publicity.
What if I'm in Sola, Tuna, Kalba? How do I know that for my district, the registration is happening only in Sola, or it's happening in Tuna as well as Sola, and it's also happening in Kalba? How would I know these things? Do you, at the local level,
we developed a poster that will indicate where the people should be looking for the registration centers. So there's a poster, know your registration center.
Okay.
So that is also there.
So you consider places based on their distance. In Accra, do you have special places where you say your head office, for instance, do you have a registration center?
No, here is not the district capital.
Okay.
The head office and the regional offices are not registration centers. They are district centers.
Okay. How about your old office? That's in Quaicoe.
That one has about 4 or 5 districts, so they are doing the registration.
So people in those districts will come there, which means that they won't have any other office in where they live.
No, for example, I know Ayawaso West Wogon. That is the office, but they are doing one toward the university.
Ayawaso West Wogon is far from you.
But that's where
this is where their district office is. So anyone living there has to come here to come and register.
There's another center at Legon.
Okay. Have you considered transporting people to registration centers? Yes.
That's not our responsibility.
You will not do that?
Ours is to make the facility available to you. You see, we should rights go with responsibilities. Other than that, somebody will want to have it at the bedroom. So we make the facilities available. You also have the responsibility to put
the argument has been made that bring the registration close to the people, that because of what you are doing, there may be low turnout of voters. How do you argue to the contrary?
Low turnout of registration.
Voters as a result of low turnout of registration.
That's what I'm saying, that we have the right. If you look at Article 42 of the Constitution, it says that any Ghanaian 18 years and above and of some man has the right to vote, therefore should be registered. Therefore should be registered. So we make the facility available to you. It has been also made. Other than that, do you know that even voting, some people travel distances to go to the
flight into the country?
No, I'm not even talking about those who are outside. Even our normal police that we have set them such that they are closer to the voters. Some still travel distances to go and vote.
When you go and register at your district office, how would you know where your voting center will be on election day?
So what we have been educating the people about is that if you are living with your family, maybe your mother or your father registered before you leave the house, let your father tell you where you people will be voting. Apart from that, we are expecting you to go with your digital address if you can.
Okay.
If you can go with a digital address system, it also helps us to know the location.
Okay.
If you don't have any of this, it's left to you to describe where you stay very well to us. Once you describe, we will locate you.
How do you trust the guarantors that I'm presenting before? Because in the past, EC has always been suspicious of the guarantor system.
And we are still suspicious, not in the past. We are still suspicious.
You still don't believe the guarantor system, and yet you have to use it. What does that mean to your...
If you remember, for about 2 years now, we have been battling to use Ghana card as a sole requirement. But the NIA could not register the large people that we were expecting. So we read that if we are to apply it, some people may be disenfranchised. That's why we are still having this. And whenever you talk about some of the issues, the temperature in the country goes up, tension. So we said this time we don't want any tension to be raised. So let's use the existing laws. So we are not going to go with any new CI so that people will not be arguing whatever. So like with respect to the guarantor system, the current system has all the facilities to identify the number of people somebody has guaranteed. And some people guarantee for more than 10 and the rest. So the current system, if you go there, the system will not allow you to guarantee again because you have exhausted your 10.
So there's a number of people you can guarantee?
It's 10. The law says 10.
Okay.
So you can guarantee for not more than 10. So if you get to the 10, the system will not allow you to guarantee.
But each person has to have 2 guarantors. Exactly. You can't have 1 guarantor.
Yes, and all these guarantees should be registered voters.
Okay. Okay. Do you have to have party agents at your registration center?
They have to. Is it for transparency?
Okay.
You see, we always say that election is collective responsibility. Commission alone cannot take credit for a good election. Because no matter how good you prepare election, if the voters decide that they will not even be there, you can't have the election. If the voters decide that they will go and be smashing ballot boxes and the rest, you can't have it. If the media will decide to misinform, miseducate, it was a problem. If the security people decide not to arrest offenders, it was a problem. It means somebody can hold my neck and the police will be looking at me. So you respect. Then the court, we expect the court also to be punishing offenders. So rather, if everybody to perform his or function as a voter, you have a responsibility to register only once. Don't register more than once. You have the responsibility to vote only once. Don't vote more than once. So if all these things are done, political parties are supposed to play the game by the law. Government should not abuse incumbency. So if somebody plays his or her role as we are talking of, then there will be peaceful, transparent and fair election. Your district offices are housed in buildings. Yes.
Does the registration take place inside the building or outside?
Inside the building, because of they are linked to the system.
So if I went to register at my district office, I have to enter the office.
Yes.
Then you set up like the way you
it has been set up, yes. And then
so then I'll have to go through the process.
Exactly.
So the agents will be inside the room.
Exactly so.
Is the media allowed to enter the room?
You are media if you are accredited as an observer. Why not?
Oh, you have to be accredited as an observer.
Other than that, anybody can go and say it's a media person.
What if I have my company ID?
Well, ideally it should be accredited.
By the EC.
Yes.
This is Face to Face on City TV. My name is Umaru Santavado. My guest is Dr. Serebour Quaicoe. He's Director of Electoral Services of the Electoral Commission. When we come back, there are some questions coming from the ground. I'm going to put some of them to him. You're welcome back. This is Face to Face on City TV. My guest, Dr. Serebour Quaicoe, not Quaicoe. I learned this before we came on there. Unfortunately, I have eaten too much gankinki, so I keep forgetting. Maybe we should just call you Quaicoe. Now that you're in Accra, we should be calling you Quaicoe. I want to look at...
Other than that, we also change your name.
I beg you, don't do that. The last time you changed my name, I didn't like it. I have some questions coming from our reporters who are observing, and I want to read some of them for you. there have been a number of areas where they had challenges with the network. This is what one of our reporters is reporting. What have you received so far?
In the morning, we were having this feedback, but now I'm told that almost all the challenges have been addressed.
So network issues are out?
Network, yes.
Okay.
In the morning, they were there, but before I came here, almost all of them have been addressed.
When you say network, earlier you were explaining to me that a network is not our internet network. What kind of network is it?
The system uses, for example, those who are going outside their district capital, they have to use they're using the Turbonet to link to the system. Right. Yes.
So that's internet?
No, not internet. It's just
Turbonet is internet.
Okay, wait.
But
what I mean is that you cannot go on and you can't take your laptop and so that because internet you are there to do. That's what I meant. So you have to be within our system.
Okay, so internet connectivity, you have a wide area network kind of thing, or
yes.
I don't know.
I think it's data, not internet. I don't know. I don't know how we want to do. It's the data.
Okay.
It's the data.
So it's a mobile telephony network data.
Yes.
So in some of the areas you were not getting reception or network.
Exactly.
That's what you were getting.
And the system were. I don't know what.
Have you tried to diversify your internet services?
No. What we did was that we asked the various offices to identify the most reliable
network
system.
Service provider.
So they provided the system. Then we went.
So every area will get what they ask for.
Exactly so.
Okay. How about your laptops? Their batteries, the power issues, and all that.
So our laptop at the offices, you have the electricity and the rest, and we have also requested for generators. So in case we are having challenges with electricity, you resort to the generators.
So this your generator thing is for all your district offices?
Yes.
That's a lot of money you have gone to spend to hire generators.
Election is expensive.
But did you budget for that? Because when you were sending your budget to Parliament early this year...
Whenever we are doing registration, we budget for possible usage of generators.
Okay, I was thinking you had to do this now because of doom.
No, since 95 we have been using generators.
So it's not because of...
So at times you hide the generator, but you
don't use it.
Yes.
Then don't pay.
Why won't you pay? You come and hide from me.
So buy generators.
Commission should buy...
or buy plants.
Well, look at the quantity and multiply by the cost of buying a plant.
Yes, seriously. Someone...
You see, I am an economist. We try to make use of effective use of resources. You go and buy a plant, and maybe for registration, the whole 4 years you will not use it. But cost is there.
Okay. So when people show up at the registration, these are your devices that you use. What about overheating and those few technical issues? You don't receive those matters?
We don't. Unfortunately, we are using not less than 2 at a center and have space. So that in case you are having challenges, you just replace it with a space.
So every center has 2?
Some have two, some have 3.
Why?
But that is the official usage. But they have the same number 2 as space. Okay. Well, the criteria was that those who registered less than 4,000 in the 2023, let's give them the two machines. But those who registered more than 4,000, you give them 3 machines.
Do you have an estimated number of people you expect to register this year?
By the statistical service, about 450,000 people turn 18 every year. Then we are also expecting that some people who are 18 years
but have not registered
will also attempt. So we are targeting around 623,000 or so.
623,000. So more than 500,000.
Yes.
That's how
because the last one was 900,000. So we just computed about around 70%.
The last one, so you expected the last one to be more than this one. And
yes.
The last one, you overshot it by what?
That one we had then, the last one was for 2021, 22 and 23. This one's for only 2024.
Okay.
In addition to some...
Do you expect that what percentage of that do you expect to have people registering?
That's what we look at the
so 600 something thousand.
That's what we are expecting to register.
No, so that's the total number that you...
Exactly.
But what percentage are you expecting?
That's the figure.
That's the figure.
It's 70% of the 2023.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it could be more, it could be less.
Exactly so.
Okay. Another issue, they said delay in voter registration. Have you received complaints like that?
Above from where the network was down, we don't know what they meant by. The issue is that if you go there and you have the Ghana card or passport, it's very fast for you. But if you go there with the guarantors, we need to interview the guarantor, how he knows you, and one. So through guarantor, you alone, you have to do. In addition to that, you have to fill the guarantor forms So if you are going there with guarantor, you automatically will delay the process as compared to somebody who went with the passport and.
What about challenge?
That is the challenge in terms of the process.
No, someone challenging someone
about the process.
Yes.
The law is that if somebody comes there, as I said, the constitution says Ghanaians 18 years and above. So you have to be a Ghanaian. You have to be at least 18 years and should be of sound mind. So if anybody thinks that you are not a Ghanaian, or you are not 18 years, or you are not of sound mind,
they can challenge you.
The person can challenge you. And the challenge process is that don't go and physically challenge the person.
Okay.
Just inform our officer. The lady who is standing there, I know that is not a Ghanaian. Then the officer will tell the lady, they are saying you are not a Ghanaian. He said, oh, I am. In that case, do you still want to register? I say, yes, I'm a Ghanaian, I will register. Then the person will have to fill the challenge form. So they will appear before the registration review committee for adjudication. So,
but the person will be given his card?
No, once you challenge, you go through the process, but you'll not be given a card. It's only when you have been cleared that your card will be given to you.
Okay. One story coming from Eastern Region. The MP for Manya Krobo, Lower Manya Krobo, he's saying that applicants will soon begin asking for food. He says that the story says the Member of Parliament for Lower Manya Krobo, constituency Ebenezer Oklete Telabi, he's a former deputy minister. He says the technical challenges being encountered at various registration centers will begin to put undue pressure on members of parliament and other stakeholders who transported new applicants from villages to district offices. How do you deal with such a situation? You are making them lose money, but they have to pay to get their food.
Maybe the commission did not ask anybody to convey anybody.
But they are helping.
But they are, yes, you didn't allow me to conclude.
Okay.
So if they want to facilitate people's registration, these are some of the possible costs that may be associated with.
But, you can't do anything about it. Because his point is that the network challenges.
I'm saying that now it is almost addressed to. Going forward from tomorrow, I don't expect that. Okay.
A reporter at your old office says that that place houses, I think, a number of constituencies. He says that prospective registrants are urging the Electoral Commission to resolve all issues hindering the commencement of registration. As of 11:30 a.m., not a single prospective registrant has been registered due to concerns about faulty machines and network issues.
Well, after 40, I'm not sure. But network, I'm aware. And I said that those ones have been addressed.
So if as of 11:30, you started at 7 a.m. or 9?
Yes, 7 a.m.
If as of 11:30, not a single person has been registered for a place that houses 5 constituencies, that's
no, but maybe you say that not a single person. Yes. Maybe it would split a specific list. I don't think all of them.
No, he said not a single person
he is saying so.
Yeah.
So we don't say that why he's saying this is the truth. But I know that initially we were having those challenges. And as I said, they have been addressed. And this is 21-day activity.
Okay.
So as time goes on.
Okay. Let me tell you about something coming from Bimbila, Northern Region. On the first day of the Electoral Commission registration of new voters, the process is faced with lots of challenges as it is unable to print cards for the new registrants. That's what our correspondent.
It should be it could be the challenges that I was talking about. They are almost addressed. So, as at now,
the process is supposed to start at 7 a.m., but in most centers, registration rather started after 9.
So the people were there, they were having the challenges that, you see, a lot of security measures that you put in place, and at times, it's like when you build your house, you put around what do you call it there? The barricade, what do you call it there?
The fence wall?
Not the fence wall.
The gate?
No. Burglar proof.
The burglar proof, okay.
So you put the burglar proof in, and the proof become your undoing.
Yeah, because when there's fire, you can't run out.
Correct. So the same thing applies to this one. We didn't want to give the people the access code so that somebody can misuse it. And so we decided that we'll give it to them at dawn of the registration.
Okay.
So that the accusation of some people have stolen, blah, blah, blah. So you need to put in a lot of mechanisms in place to prevent abuse.
Okay.
So these are some of the challenges that you have.
How is your printing of cards done? Where do you print them from? Do you have a printer?
No, the BVR kit has a printer in it. It has the laptop. So once you boot the laptop, it will tell you that I've recognized the printer.
Okay.
I've recognized the fingerprint scanner.
Okay.
I've recognized the camera before.
So all of that counts as a complete set.
Yes, that is so.
And
so once you finish registration, The system itself will print the card for you.
Interesting. This is Face2Face on City TV. My guest is Dr. Serebour Quaicoe. He's Director of Electoral Services at the Electoral Commission. When we come back, a few more issues that have come up. Issue of registration would be, it's coming up. The challenges with the previous register. For instance, a member of parliament is claiming that people who were giving cards in the past are holding useless cards because these cards cannot be used for voting. I'll talk to you about that when I come back. Please stay. You're welcome back. This is Face2Face on City TV. My guest is Serebour Quaicoe. He's Director of Electoral Services. The BVD matter. You claim you bought BVDs. They became useless. You decided to throw them away. But there's a lot of issue coming up. Now someone is taking it to stride. That's Imani. They say that the story I say doesn't make sense. Convince him. Franklin Kujo.
Okay. So let's go through the disposal process. The Electoral Administration wrote to the Commission that we have a lot of obsolete items, including vehicles and other materials, in addition to the BVDs and BVRs. I want to put on record that the BVRs and the BVDs are those who were used before 2021. We acquired new ones. So once we acquired new ones, these ones were obsolete. We were not using them, but they were still occupying space. So he wrote, then the Commission wrote to the state valuer, the STCVI. So they did the evaluation of all the materials we have, records, the documentation to that effect. Then we sent it to the Minister of Finance, seeking permission to dispose of this. They also replied and gave us the permission to go ahead. Then the Commission interviewed auctioneers, 6 of them. Then one of them was picked, Samida Matt. So they were picked. So they did the auctioning, and Electoral Recycling Company bought them. Then I understand the company is located at Oyarifa. So we went and visited the scene. They have EPA approval to do those things. So we dispose of to them. Once they have bought them, they are no more our materials. So that's how it was done. Okay,
but Imani said that your story doesn't add up. That it is not true that you went through a valuer and all of those.
No, if it was advertised, the valuer, no, the
not valuer, auctioning.
The auctioneer advertised it. Go and look for 1st February 2024 graphic.
Daily graphic.
Yes.
So the auctioneer asked people to come, or so there was an auction announced that if you want to buy BVDs of EC, you should come.
Yes.
Based on your reading of the law, you have not breaking
at all. That's look at. First, we state valuer assessed the values. We wrote to the Minister of Finance. Approval was given. The items have been valued. We did interview, selected an auctioneer, and the auctioneer auctioned the items. Whatever revenue they generated were paid into his consolidated fund.
With all the brouhaha, do you think you could have handled this in a better way?
We went through the legal means. So apart from going outside the law, we can't do anything.
You are in an electoral commission whose former bosses were sent away for a number of issues having to do with administrative breaches and all of that. Are you not worried that this will catch up with you?
We are not worried because we have not committed any offense. Everything, the documents are there. So you can scan them, we'll show you too. The documents are there. It's not about saying by mouth. There are documents to prove. If I'm giving you, look at your 1st February graphic.
The NDC is very suspicious of you. Are you sure they can trust whatever you're going to do?
You see, when we were going to Ejusu, there were a lot of conspiracy theories. But when we finished, all the candidates were partners at the back. We don't pay attention much to comments like that. Because once you know you're doing what is right, go ahead and do it. Because you'll be vindicated by going by the law. But
the issue is, are you really doing what is right? But the suspicion is too much.
We meet them
against your boss and everybody.
That's what I'm saying, that since 92, if I wish you can correct, you were young then. 1991, Fae2Face was elected, appointed as a chairperson of the commission. He was part of those who conducted an election. There were a lot of issues about that. But Fae2Face was there for about 23 years.
Longest 7.
Exactly. So some of these things, let me say that complaints will come, but you should be focused and do what is right.
Okay, and you are very certain that you're doing what is right. I want you to look at the camera and speak to members of the NDC who are suspicious of your activities and tell them that these processes you're going through are genuine, and I want your hand on heart.
I will say that you should be cleared by your conscience. Once your conscience clears you, God has cleared you. That is our philosophy. So we are doing what is right. And I know and I believe they know we are doing what is right.
Okay.
But in an election, you need to also, it's like going to play a football match. You take on the referee so that the referee will sit up and say, hey, even when I have not started, they are criticizing me. So this maybe could be strategy that they are adopting.
Does that stress you as referees?
No, I would say that once you know you are doing what is right, you know posterity will judge you.
So you're not agitated?
At all.
You're not agitated. Okay.
So when you come and we need to explain, we'll come and explain to you.
Where is your district? Which district do you come from?
I'm from Quaicoe Enyanesiam.
Quaicoe Enyanesiam is a very, I have been there before. It's
but I was born and bred in Quaicoe.
Okay, so let's use Quaicoe Enyanesiam.
Okay.
A lot of its parts are rural.
Yes.
For someone in rural Quaicoe Enyanesiam,
yes,
who has to go to the farm and is not willing to accept a ride by a political party to go to the district office to go and register, and who has only maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes to spare for a registration process, but who is really desperate in registering, that person, you are disenfranchising that person because you are not allowing the person to register behind their house like in the past. I want you to speak to such a person.
We have not done limited registration to cover all police stations. It has never been done before. We have never. I joined the commission in 95. I can say it on authority. We have never conducted limited registration at police stations. Never. It is a mass registration that is done at the polling stations.
Yes.
Subsequent ones are done.
So that mass registration is what many people are saying you should have simply just done.
No, it has not been done.
What would it cost you to say we are sending teams to all the registration centers?
It costs time, it costs money, it costs everything.
But you shouldn't complain. We will give you the money.
We are talking about people who are 18 years.
Yes.
I can tell you that if about 20% or if not more, you go there and you don't have anybody to register at all. If the one that we are doing, when we finish, come and check the statistics.
At least avail the machine. In fact, I remember the first time I registered, I was in secondary school, 2005. I don't know whether it was a mass registration
2005,
or it was a special.
It should be limited.
Yes, but I registered outside my secondary school gate in Community 5, Tama. So if it was so accessible,
it depends on.
And subsequently, I went to my area in the village and I registered. So why is it that
if it's a mass one, it is done at the polling station. If it is limited one, then it is done under the electoral.
But that's the question. Why don't you just simply allow the mass?
That's what we call the limited registration.
Okay.
It is limited to location.
Okay.
That's what we call limited.
Would there be any other mop-up before the elections?
It depends on the outcome of the 21-day registration. If need be, the commission has room for it. If need be, that there should be mop-up.
Okay. When are you going to do voter transfer? Or
voter transfer, I think I said that from the 30th of May to 14th of June, 15 days, there will be voter transfer.
That's the period for, and the proxy and all
transfer, proxy and the presumed right card, all within that
they're all
period.
coming up. Okay. I think we have to leave it here, unless there's something else you want to add.
So what I would say is that we have right and you also have a responsibility. You need to register to vote because Ghana needs your vote. So as a patriotic person, you should also sacrifice and go to the polling station and register.
Thank you so much, Dr. Serebour Quaicoe, Director, Electoral Services, Electoral Commission. We'll come back here again and have a conversation with you. It's been nice speaking with you. My name is Umaru Sandamadu. Thank you for watching us. Keep watching City TV. It's your world.